There's a place where the Nile, a river synonymous with life, flows through a confluence of forgotten borders. Wadi Halfa, a remote town lodged between the ancient desert sands of Sudan and Egypt, sits at this crossroads. It's a name known to few, an enigmatic station where politics once drew stark lines on maps, lines that officially no longer exist. Here, at the demographic verge of civilization, water meets an uncertain history, whispering tales of a time when borders once dictated destinies. In its essence, a border is but a human construct, an attempt to impose order upon the chaotic freedom of nature. But here, in Wadi Halfa, nature seems to have erased man's design. The Nile weaves a seamless tapestry, defying borders that fail to harness its flow. Yet, as invisible as these lines have become, their legacy endures, coating the soil in layers of history and identity that transcend the physical. Wadi Halfa was once a bustling outpost, a junction where the railway from Khartoum met the ferries descending from Cairo. It was not just a crossing point, but a testament to the enduring connection and simmering tension between Egypt and Sudan. Decades of treaties struggled to delineate the frontier along the thundering Nile, each line drawn in ink and intent, but washed in tides of national interest and colonial legacy. The 1899 Anglo-Egyptian Condominium Agreement was one such script of division. It established the boundary officially at the 22nd parallel, bisecting cultures and merging allegiances. But the real border, riddled with complexity, lay miles away, where communities lived apart from the decisions made in distant capitals. Speaking Nubian, not Arabic, these inhabitants remained uninfluenced by maps that attempted governance without geographic empathy. In Wadi Halfa, the riverbed tells stories more enduring than any treaty. The high dam, erected further north in Aswan, swallowed lands and homes alike, transforming the physical landscape and the vestiges of what once defined habitation. Indeed, the notable architecture of Wadi Halfa itself fell victim to waters rising, displacing thousands and challenging the notion of a border tied to the land. Yet amidst these changes, a phantom border persists. Not just in place, but in person. Statelessness transpires as people walk a line unseen, natives neither entirely of Sudan nor Egypt. Despite the obliteration of formal boundaries, what remains are deeply personal territories, identity forged in the heart rather than on arbitrarily drawn maps. Today, Wadi Halfa stands with one foot in yesterday, another tentatively reaching for tomorrow. In its margins, climate change alters patterns of subsistence and introduces new pressures on limited resources, unaware of silent agreements lingering in shadow. It's a tectonic shift that lacks the creaking whine of publicity, pressing its weight upon a landscape already fragile from fractured histories. The question grows ever more urgent. What happens when geography, climate, and politics blur into one? In the folds of Wadi Halfa is not a story simply of borders converged or diverged. It's where nature conspires to unite what has been torn asunder. Where history confronts the fluidity of a future unwritten by men, but dictated by the current. Long after treaties crumble to dust, the pulse of the Nile continues to weave the lives on its banks into unplanned paths of survival. Here, unseen borders continue to shape lives unseen, not just in physical realm but in heart and spirit. It is a narrative of endurance against impermeable winds, of communities navigating memory as much as landscape. Wadi Halfa remains a quiet sentinel, witnessing ongoing tales of adapting ingeniously and living defiantly at politics' edge. And so we ponder, how do these unnoticed demarcations wield influence over the lives of the voiceless, those whose existence yet fiercely contradicts the human attempt to bind nature's freedom? As we drift along the Nile's enduring course through Wadi Halfa, we are invited to consider a larger reality, one that asks us to redefine what it means to belong in a world where borders are as elusive as the winds whisper. Perhaps in listening closely, we can understand how boundaries echo across the human experience, encompassing more than lines in the sand, but legacies drawn on the soul. As we continue to chart our collective path forward, Let the silent teachings of places like Wadi Halfa guide our discovery of what truly connects us amidst nature's unyielding flow. Soft close, thank you for journeying with us through time and geography. Let's keep uncovering the quiet maps that shape our world.